Students, in the previous video, we discussed what is signaling over AWGN channel and what exactly the analog AWGN channel means, and after that, how the signaling transmission takes place between two digital computers, and also we discussed about what is average probability of error because of the channel noise, and after that we discuss how to make the digital communication system more reliable as possible and what are the issues which are related and how to overcome those, and the answer for the those issues is the geometrical representation of signals. And in the today's video, let us discuss what is the need for geometrical representation of signals and how to represent the set of signals geometrically. The essence of geometric representation of signal is to represent any set of m energy signals Si of t, that is S1 of t, S2 of t, so on up to Sm of t, as a linear combination of n orthonormal basis function. And please remember, these n orthonormal basis functions are also a real valued energy signals similar to the Si of t. For a given set of real valued energy signal S1 of t, S2 of t, so on up to Sm of t with duration t seconds, means the duration of each real valued signal is t seconds, or sometimes you may consider as tb seconds. So how to define these set of energy signals mathematically? So we have a formula to define the each energy signal as Si of t is equal to summation j is equal to 1 to n Sij pi j of t, where the duration of each signal is 0 to t, that is t seconds, and the I varies from 1 to up to m. If you consider only two signals in the signal set, then I varies only between 1 to 2. If you consider in generally m number of signals in the signal set, the I can ranging varies from 1 to m. So in the above formula or equation, Sij is the coefficients of expansion or simply the coefficients of the signal Si of t, and these coefficients are calculated as, if you know the signal Si of t and jth orthonormal basis function, Sij is equal to integration from 0 to capital T, where t is the duration of the signal, Si of t into pi j of t into dt, where I is equal to 1 to m and j is equal to 1 to n. Please remember, the dimension of j should be less than or equal to the dimension of A. That is, the size of the vector I should be greater than the size of the vector j. The real valued basis function pi 1 of t, pi 2 of t, pi n of t, pi n of t constitute an orthonormal set. Similar to the how we have signal set, so there is a orthonormal set which consists of the different basic functions such as pi 1 of t, pi 2 of t, so on up to pi n of t. And why these basis functions are called as orthonormal set? Ortho means it is orthogonality. Normal means it refers to normalization, right? So in the below, it is an integration from 0 to t pi I of t into pi j of t. So pi I of t is ith basis function and pi j of t is the jth basis function, is equal to 1. The integration of the product of these two basis function will be equal to 1 if I is equal to j, and the product of integration results to 0 if I is not equal to j. So now let us see what will happen when I is equal to j. If I consider I is equal to j, that is integration from 0 to t pi I of t into, since I is equal to j, the second basis function also becomes pi I of t. So integration from 0 to t, pi of t into pi of t is pi of t square into dt is equal to, it is 1, that is equal to E. So since the square of pi of t and its integration is nothing but energy, and it is always equal to 1 for I is equal to j, so this is called as the normalized energy since it has unit energy. And if I is not equal to j, the integration from 0 to t pi I of t and pi j of t into dt is equal to 0, and we know that whenever there is the integration of the product of two different signals gives 0, and that is considered as the condition of orthogonality. So any basis function which satisfies these two conditions, they are called as the orthonormal basis function, and these orthonormal basis functions are used to represent the given set of signals Si of t geometrically in two-dimensional space. And the set of coefficients Sij may be viewed as the n-dimensional signal vector, which is denoted by Si. So the set of the coefficient of expansion Sij sometimes also considered as the signal vector Si. So now let us see when the different set of the signal coefficients or coefficients of expansions are given, like Si1, Si2 and Sin, how to generate the signal Si of t when the signal vectors or coefficients are given. Given the n elements of vector Si is equal to Si1, Si2 and Sin as an input, we may use the figure A, that is a synthesizer for generating the signal to generate Si of t. It consists of a bank of n multipliers. Here you can see we have a product multipliers, and each product multiplier is applied with own basis function. The first product multiplier is applied with the coefficient Si1 as well as the basis function pi1 of t. Similarly, we have second product multiplier which is applied with their own basis function pi2 of t. Similarly, we have nth multiplier which is applied with the nth basis function pi n of t, and there are different the coefficients of signal Si of t, and all the outputs of multiplier are summed together, that gives the resultant signal Si of t. So if I substitute I is equal to 1, then the coefficients will be S11, S12, S1n. These coefficients are multiplied by basis function and then take the summation, that gives the first signal S1 of t. Similarly, if you want to generate the second signal in the set Si of t, substitute I is equal to 2, so that you will get different coefficients, again multiply with a different basis function, take the summation or combine, you will get the second signal. So that is about when there are n elements in the vector to get the resultant signal Si of t, and the scheme to generate this signal Si of t is called as the synthesizer. Similarly, when the signal Si of t we have, now we have to reconstruct the various coefficients like Si1, Si2, Sin. The scheme which we are using for the reconstruction of these vectors or coefficients from the signal Si of t is called as the analyzer scheme. Again, in this there is a common input known as Si of t, which is supplied to different multipliers, and each multiplier is supplied with their own basis function, and the product is given to the integrator. And please make a note, the combination of this multiplier and integrator, sometimes it is also called as product integrator, and this is commonly known as correlator. So the common signal Si of t is supplied to the different correlators, and the output of each correlator gives the different coefficients, namely Si1, Si2 and Sin. By making use of these coefficients, different coefficients and the basis function, it is possible to represent the signal Si of t over two-dimensional space geometrically. So in the next video, we will be discussing in detail about how to represent or how to locate the signal Si of t over two-dimensional geometrical space with the help of the different basis functions. Thank you.